It's the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast with Alex Trataros, John Meleka, and Raisi on the beat. Let's go.
Raisi K, the Raisin Man.
What's good, everyone? I'm Trataros here with another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And with me, as always, my buddy, my cousin, pal, the man, the plan, the one and only, John Meleka. And with us, as always, he's back again, ready to break this thing down, break the chaos, the news, be the foundation that he is. Greg, video producer Greg Albert. I'm sorry, I almost forgot your title for a second.
Yeah, come on,
almost
man.
Forgot your title. Come on, man. I've been doing this for a minute. I almost forgot. Woo! Guys, there is some news, but before we get into this, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, all right? Make sure to help us all out. Helps produce the content, get the likes up, the algorithms. We need all of that, all right? Fellas, news. Shefty said, fuck you guys. You don't need a cup of coffee. I got it for you. Take this espresso shot right here. Wow. We have Zach Wilson. Not only did he get benched, he is inactive for this week. What happened? Not the fact that what happened. We saw what happened, but just I did not expect it to go like this. Where I thought he was going to get a chance. I thought he was going to get a chance to redeem himself. There's no redemption right now, as it looks like, for one Mr. Zach Wilson. The dog. It's not a dog anymore. He is a puppy in his doghouse.
Yeah, he's a dog. He's just in the doghouse, man. And good morning, Shefty, bro. Good morning, my man. I mean, I'm hyped with this morning's news. I can't believe how excited I am of terrible news. we're 6-4. We just lost a terrible game. Our quarterback had an abysmal showing. Our entire offense had 2 yards in the second half. We gave up a punt return touchdown to lose the game. I mean, everything is bad right now. And I couldn't be happier. And it's not because I hate Zach Wilson. It's not because I don't think he could be a good quarterback. It's because, number one, we have actual grown-ups in the building, right? With Rob Saleh, with Joe Douglas. Like, there's actual grown-ups in the building. If you want to act like Elijah Moore, you're going to get benched, you're going to get inactive, and we're not going to throw you the ball for the next 2 games that you're active. You know what I'm saying? If you're Zach Wilson and you're not going to listen to us with the whole, footwork situation off platform, like Alex loves to talk about, then you know what? We're going to move Mike White up, in week 8, right before that Patriots game, to let you know, man, like it's coming. It's not just old man Flacco like we saw in the first couple weeks. And Zach Wilson acts up again. And I wonder if he had a chance. We kind of brushed over, but I wonder if he had that chance on Tuesday to say something to his teammates. And I wonder if that would have changed the course of things, because there was an hour and a half tardiness on Coach Saleh for his media appearance, which never happens. And the first thing he said was, "Do not ask me about that," which was an insane start to a press conference, and they respected the hell out of it. So I wonder if that was an extra turn. But hey, man, this is great news for the Jets franchise. If you act up, if you're not going to be a team guy, you're going to get benched. Right. And it's not necessarily all on performance, right? Like, we've had some bad performances by a lot of players and they keep playing. You know what I mean? But if you act up, you're off. You're off the team. You're going to be benched. You're going to be inactive. It doesn't matter if you're Elijah Moore. It doesn't matter if you're Zach Wilson. It literally does not matter. So just as we stand right now, I am super happy with the news. I think we are a better football team from it. The defense now respects the coaches. Right, and the special teams, they took account for what happened, and I think the offense respects the coaches. I'm not gonna put my tinfoil hat on. I think it's kind of a little bit too early for that. But Corey Davis is back practicing all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he pulling a little bit of a CJ Mosley with Adam Gase? I don't know, but I'm just saying. LaFleur, he's got Garrett Wilson's back. Even though he verbally went off on Zach Wilson. Mims went off on Zach Wilson, but we didn't want to go that route because Mims had a drop and he doesn't want to get caught in the crossfire. But dude, I'm very content right now with where the Jets are moving forward. but I'm not really excited about where the future is. We don't have a quarterback, right?
Yeah, we're back to square one to a certain degree. To a certain degree, we don't. It's this week, as the coaches do, as the players do. When even you talk about winning teams, you got to take it week by week. First week, no Zach Wilson, inactive while healthy. That's what I make of it. We'll see what happens back. I agree with everything you said, John. And that's the thing that I love that you mentioned, and it's part of what I want to see for the Knicks too when it comes to accountability, with particularly for one player, because everyone else gets accountable for the Knicks. It's just one player, but
keep it on the hasn't played in 4 weeks, so I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
No, that's not that guy. That guy. I know. We all know who the other guy is. But that's the thing I like about Saleh, man. Like he legit showed by this moment saying no one is bigger than the team. He said, "There's no one bigger than this team. We are 6-4. We are competing. We are winning. There's a culture here. We're not going to break that culture to show favoritism for anybody." And that's kind of what we saw. Not kind of. It is what we saw with Mark Sanchez. He got favoritism here. He was coddled, right? We saw that with Sam Darnold. There's a little bit of coddling too. It's been that way around here for a minute. And the fact that we have a head coach that says, "No, you broke the sacred." It's one thing to say a player's out there and they're struggling and they need another chance and they can figure it out. But when you start acting that, one, not taking accountability, that it's your fault for poor performance, a quarterback who's always, if you lose, everyone says it. Orlovsky was saying it. Everyone says it. Rex Ryan was saying it. When you win,
not Chris Sims. Chris Sims definitely wasn't saying it.
Yeah, well, that guy's got an agenda. You want to talk about an agenda? I've never seen a guy who's. It's interesting, Chris, how he pointed out eight clips, but not the rest of the game. Interesting. Let's go back in time too.
No, dude. Alex, he pulled out the clips, but he played some magic whenever it was the worst throw ever, like that third down bounce.
No, that's what I'm saying. He chose 8 clips.
Like, he could have maybe stepped up, maybe, could do a better job. I was like, dude, what are you talking about?
This is the thing. He chose like 8 decent clips. You can be like, see, this is the wide receiver. Oh, this is not Wilson. It's like, bro, we got in Jets media, like we got content creators who are really going through and be like, yo, that's alarming. Like that is alarming. So to Chris Sims, you got an agenda. It now just stinks. All right. It's just manure that just now I just know I don't know who paid you, bro, but someone paid you.
Yo, Chris Sims, Brady Quinn, and Ryan Leaf. What
What a
trio! What a trio!
Ryan Leaf from the clouds.
Put them on a tugboat and ship them out to sea, bro. I don't want to see those guys. But anyway, like getting back to the topic, as we do, we like to get off the rails for a little bit here on KJE. Like I just like that there's accountability, man. I like that no one is bigger than the team. I like that it's goes through for everybody. And like I was trying to say for Orlovsky, what Rex Ryan said, it's when you win, it's we. When it's your fault, it's me. Right? Yeah. As the quarterback, you are the face of the franchise. No matter what team you're on, everyone's going straight to the quarterback. Don't matter. And the fact that he couldn't even say, all he said was, "No, it's not me." Bro, shut up. Like it still irritates me. I'm still out on this kid. He has to do a lot of work to bring me back. But Greg, I know you got your thoughts too. I'm out. I'm full on out.
Yeah, I'm not out on Zach Wilson yet, just because, like we saw it with Robert Saleh in the early part of the season or the offseason with just some bad comments at a press conference. They're young. The whole team is young. The coaching staff is young. Zach Wilson's young. He's 23, but he's also in his second year. They're going to make mistakes, not just on the field, but off the field. And if my quarterback, the face of the franchise, is making mistakes off the field at press conferences and not at nightclubs or wherever else, down in Miami or some other places where other people are making mistakes and getting hurt, getting injured, taking themselves out of games, I'm all for it. It sucks that he made those comments. To your point, Alex, I think it's great to see that his comments rubbed the whole team the wrong way. And it's great to see that we have accountability. It's one thing to bench Elijah Moore, who's, a wide receiver. It's another thing to bench the number 2 face of the franchise quarterback for your team in a playoff push, trying to make the playoffs, trying to win this division. If they won last week, we all talked about it, they're first in their division. There's a lot of times, maybe at the Jets organization, but definitely organizations around the league, where the general manager and the head coach would be fighting over that. Like, a general manager could get lose their job if they miss on the second overall pick of a draft drafting a quarterback. And our coach has the ability, the wherewithal, and the headspace to say, hey, we got to bench this guy because we're trying to win right now. We talked about it with Joe Douglas in the trade deadline. What moves he made would show me how they feel about this team. We didn't make any big splashy plays. So for me, I was like, okay, we're not trying to make the playoffs. We're not trying to make a playoff push, a deep playoff run. We're just trying to let Zach Wilson develop and see what we got from him. Now with Saleh benching Zach Wilson, I'm back on maybe they do think we have a playoff contending team. Maybe they do think we have a team that can make a playoff push with this defense. And maybe they think Mike White, Joe Flacco, whoever it could be, could give us a chance to get us back on path. I love the move. I'm happy with the move. I'm not as down on Zach Wilson as everyone else is in Jets land and Jets Twitter and all that stuff. So I think he's going to come back. I think he's going to bounce back. I think he's going to be okay long term. But for now, I'm okay with it. I'm very happy about it, to John's point.
Look, for me, I think it's more than like I agree with everything you said about the head coach, and this is like a fireball offense, right? In fact, that any team that would be in this contention, and most coaches and GMs would say, look, man, it's the quarterback where we are right now. I don't know if we can do that. But the fact that the Johnsons allowed this, the fact that Joe Douglas is on the same page as this, the fact that Robert Saleh, talk about unity, bro. I have never in my life seen that type of unity. That's crazy.
That's why I'll always disagree. We even said it earlier here. We're back to square one. I'll always disagree with we're back to square one because there's a lot of building blocks that go into a franchise besides the product on the field. We have Joe Douglas. We have Robert Saleh. It seems like that's set and that's good to go. I'm not saying Robert Saleh is, a Super Bowl winning coach at this point. He has places he needs to get to. But right now, I feel very confident with him. I feel very confident with Joe Douglas. Even if Zach Wilson is a miss, even if he misses on the number 2 overall pick, he's done enough free agency-wise, draft-wise, making moves, making trades. To me, that's enough for Joe Douglas to be okay in my book, even if Zach Wilson is a miss. And yes, the product on the field isn't where we want to be from the offense's perspective. I don't think as long as Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh are in the building, I really believe we'll never go back to square one until something happens.
What do you think,
Maybe
John?
not as a franchise, but we are back to square one when it comes to quarterback. Yes. And as much as I love Douglas and Saleh, I don't know if I trust them drafting quarterbacks. I honestly, at this point, I'm not sure. If we thought he was the absolute 100% no doubt answer, where we didn't even go to other people's, pro days, or like Alex likes to call short Olympics. Yeah. We don't even show up. Because we knew that Zach
Underwear
Wilson
Olympics.
Was the guy.
Underwear Olympics.
Yeah, shorts Olympics, underwear Olympics. Yeah.
So, 20 games in, he's benched, and there is something to be said about Coach Saleh first and foremost coming out and talking about, I know what the narrative is going to be. I know you guys are going to write, but it's not over for Zach Wilson and the New York Jets. This is a reset. I think he said reset 14 times in that press conference. It is. It's a reset for him. It's just like Elijah Moore. I think it took about a month for Elijah Moore to come back and actually be allowed to participate in the offense again. Listen, if Zach Wilson takes a month, guess what? There's still 3 weeks left in the schedule. You know what I mean? That's fine. And of course, that's going to be a long time. And in order for that to happen, Mike White's going to fail. Flacco will probably fail. You know what I mean? Because if Mike White stinks, Flacco's going to come right in. And if Flacco also can't get it done, like, is Trevor going to be next up? You know what I mean? If they're still kind of disciplining Zach Wilson, Elijah Moore in that Elijah Moore kind of way, it's interesting from the Jets' perspective. But I'll tell you what, man, going into Jet Life Stadium versus Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, shout out Raisi, Ohio State, big game this weekend.
Big game.
And that's the guy. It's actually, I didn't realize that's the guy. We skipped Justin Fields' pro day because we're good. We're good to go. Now he's coming into town. The same that we benched Zach Wilson, and of course people are rubbing it in the Jets fans' wounds. Like Albert Breer yesterday talking about how Justin Fields came out, took accountability for the Bears losing, even though he's having an incredible couple weeks. The guy is playing with a separated shoulder with an AC joint sprain with partially torn ligaments. And he's practicing and he's playing. We have a healthy scratch. And he was picked a couple picks ahead of him, right? So there's that aspect. There's the fact that not only are we 6-4, not only are we out of the playoffs right now, but if we lose to the Bears, I mean, we have
all hell breaks loose
at the Vikings. We're looking at the Vikings next week, and then the Bills. I mean, if you lose to the Bears, we're going to be 600. I wish 600. We're going to be 500 before we even blink. So I like the message to the team. I like the message, to say that we believe in the defense, like you guys talked about, and we are trying to win right now. Claudio said it's a championship defense. You guys alluded to it. Number two, I think it's a big shout out to the fans, man. I was so pissed off after that first Patriots game and his comments. I was even more pissed off after last week. It's too much. It's too much, dude. You can't throw 7 interceptions versus the Patriots in 2 games and tell me I'm dumb. You can't say we don't know. Tell me I'm stupid.
Exactly. You can't say that no one. Everyone. You can't say everyone outside this building has no idea what's going on. Like you cannot say that. We watch the games. How are you going to talk to not? It's not even that you're saying it to the reporters who, even if that's intended for, you're then putting that on the fan base saying that we are not witnessing on-field product. Wait, what's going on here, bro? Like we bring it up all the time. 7 interceptions prior to the Patriots this past weekend, and that was through 2 games. 2 games. Like you sucked, bro. You legitimately sucked playing the Patriots. You have not won maybe once. Titans game, you've done it once where you've won a game on your shoulders. Like you cannot come out here acting like
you're still talking about this Pittsburgh Steelers quarter. This Pittsburgh Steelers quarter from hell, I'm gonna call it, because they had no defensive players. We've been talking about it for now 3 months. I don't even remember it at this point. The Steelers team's completely different. We're still holding on to it, bro.
That's why I'm not even bringing it up, dude. It's not,
I'm saying not you, not even Alex, like just in general. Like I was like, oh, but the Browns game, but the Steelers, dude, like, come on, like, yeah, we enjoyed it, yeah, we were hyped about it, but come on, man, that wasn't like quarterback performance. That's not why we won that game.
Yeah, I mean, the only one is the Titans, and that's it. And outside of that,
and
that's last year. That's what I'm saying.
Game.
That's what I'm saying is that where do you come off having? It's one thing to be confident and having you need an ego, right? When you're an athlete, you need an ego. But where is this arrogance? Because that's really what it is, that you feel like you can just walk out there and tell us that we don't know what's going on, whatnot. That's ridiculous.
He did handle it well today, though, Alex. He did handle it well today. Again, Greg points out after all the fallout.
Yeah, but why is he handling? But why is he handling? He's only handling it well because now he lost something. All right. And sometimes you need to be humbled in order to figure that out. I get that. I totally get that. Sometimes you need a bit of humble pie to figure out, whoa, I got to take a step back. But at the same time, I'm like, that's cool. That's the now. It's the next week. Like I said, we're taking it week by week. As of right now, he's still in my doghouse. All right. And to be quite,
he's in everyone's doghouse, my man.
But like for me, like,
NFL's doghouse.
But I'm saying, like, I'm out, dude. Like I was skeptical of him being drafted, and I'm living to that right now. I'm gone back. I tried to give him a chance, but there's a little bit of arrogance. When I see a level of arrogance and no on-field product to support that arrogance, that is, you can't. To me, it's very hard for people to have that type of mindset to learn and to improve. That's why I'm out. Because if he does learn, I will gladly eat my words and be like, you know what, I'm a mistake. I'm that type of dude. That's fine. As of right now, nah, sorry, no chance.
So you're done with him for the year, or just talking about right now?
I don't think. Look, man, we're past the trade deadline. You have to start him.
No. Okay, so you want to start him?
You're going to have to. If Mike sucks and Joe Flacco can't do the job, and you got to go back to him, you go back.
Are you going to Strevler?
No,
I mean, I as much as fun as that would be. As fun as that would be, and I'd love to see it, there's also a reality in me saying they did win with him at quarterback. Like I'm not that wild. I'm not that
Okay, so
delusional.
you're not that out. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not
Look,
that.
There's a
Are
point
you
with Mark
out-
Sanchez where I wanted Kellen Clemens and Kyle Bollinger. So
I'm out to the extent where I'm saying go get another quarterback.
That was gonna be my question. Like next season, are you out like go sign a veteran quarterback? Or are you out like we gotta
No, go
look
get a
at
vet.
the drafting
No.
someone?
Go get a vet. Go get a
Okay.
vet, and if you want to draft, go draft. But
Yeah.
like in the later rounds, don't give me one of these first rounders, bro. We were texting about this.
Yeah.
Outside the top 5, I think you're fine when it comes to quarterback. Top 5, it's so risky, man.
it's a 30% hit rate at best in the top
Yeah.
5.
And I feel like there's even less pressure on the team when you draft somebody later. That just go get a veteran.
Well, it's
man.
just a better team. Generally a better team.
I'm looking at this team and the opportunity cost right here, where you got so many young guys who are good on rookie scale contracts. You got guys locked in for what, maybe 2-3 years right now after this season. You got to strike while the iron's hot. I can't wait for Zach Wilson to get up to speed. We're in year 2, and it looks like he's regressing, bro. I cannot wait to see. All right, offseason. I did that last year. I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe he's like Obi Toppin. Go get an offseason. Let's see him turning around. Clearly not. So I can't wait another year 3, and then waste another like year of like top reigning defense, awesome like playmakers at the skilled position. No, if you want to hold on to him and have him on the bench and have him learn as you bring in. And I'm just throwing out names. I'm not saying these are the guys that I want because I'm preparing. I'm preparing John. If you're telling me a Jimmy Garoppolo comes in here, and I knew you were going to do.
He's going to win the Super Bowl. So,
but I'm just saying, if you get somebody like that, if you could somehow, if you swing Lamar Jackson, I mean, I'll be through the roof.
Give him whatever
really
he
impressed.
wants.
Yeah,
Give him ownership. Give him ownership percentage. Give Lamar what he wants. But I like I said, I still in on Zach Wilson, but I'm with you on the Lamar Jackson train. If you get Lamar, it's a win now team.
Do not give me Geno Smith. As much as I like Geno Smith this season, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Do not buy into a 1-year wonder Geno Smith. I can't do that. I cannot do that. I can't.
I don't want Geno Smith either. I don't want Daniel Jones. I don't want Geno Smith.
No.
Please get those names out of here. But I would pay for a certain Green Bay Hall of Famer. It worked last time. I don't think this guy is going to be harassing our employees. I don't think he's going to tear his bicep and not tell anyone. I would take Aaron Rodgers on a $100 million contract in 2 seconds for 1 year. I do not care. Okay, so
the Matt Stafford approach. The Matt Stafford approach.
I'll take the Matt Stafford
approach.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. We're not as bad with the Rams with our draft picks. They have. I mean, that team's about to implode for 10 years. But also, they don't have a fan base. Nobody in LA cares about the Rams. Nobody in LA cares about the Chargers.
But they already got
so
what they wanted,
different.
man. They got their Super Bowl.
Yep.
You know, in the NFL, unlike basketball or anything else, talk about three-peating and all this other type of stuff. NFL, if you get 1 Super Bowl within the last 10 years, you're golden.
Go.
Yeah.
A couple last things on Zach Wilson though. John, you mentioned him being inactive. I want your guys' thoughts on that real quick. I like the move of him being inactive because I think Robert Saleh talked about it. It's just in a week for him to step away completely. QB2s, you still have to prepare. You still have to scout team. You still have to do stuff. So just completely step away for a week, work on fundamentals, work on getting your headspace right. Come back next week ready to go. I like the move of being inactive. I see a lot of people on Twitter saying it's the end of Zach Wilson because he's not even the QB2. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah. So again, that was Saleh. I think we addressed this a little bit in our rants, but this is Saleh really giving everyone the Elijah Moore treatment. Listen, it doesn't matter, dude. They traded up for Elijah Moore. Like, I know you're saying who cares? It's a wide receiver. We have a lot, but dude, they put their butts on the line for a wide receiver who sucked this whole year, and then now he's acting up, wants to be traded. You know, they just drafted Mims.
He hasn't sucked.
Wants to be traded.
Someone else has sucked that hasn't gotten in the ball.
Well, I mean, that wasn't the narrative. That wasn't the narrative the first couple of weeks, man. That wasn't the narrative after the Green Bay game. We were like, dude, Elijah Moore, we don't know. And now he's coming out. He's not a team player. Everyone ripped him. And the coach and the team put him in punishment, put him in timeout. And this is timeout. This is this is a culture. The New York Jets have a culture. You talk smack, you're out. You're not going to get benched. You're not going to maybe play 1 or 2 downs. It's not going to be a half like it's college football. Dude, you're going to be inactive, and you're going to say sorry to the team. You're going to say sorry to the media. And then you're going to have to basically start from day one. Come in every day, put your head down, shut up. Okay. When someone addresses you, you talk like a man, right? You don't tell them you don't know what you're talking about. It's everybody else's fault. No, you talk like a man. And then if the circumstances open up, like we needed Elijah Moore, remember? We were starting Jeff Smith. You know what I mean? And we're like, no, dude, we're good. Elijah Moore, sorry, man. Like, it doesn't matter. We'll take Jeff Smith. So it's really up to Zach Wilson if he's going to get back into it. I love the approach of the inactive. Alex, what do you think?
I like it too, man. I don't think he's completely done. I like it only we're not in the locker room, right? We're not in the locker room. We're not on the field. We're not at the practice facility, whatnot, checking. Although Connor Hughes, even though he wasn't, he talked about people who know and saw what he did. And make sure to go check out that clip that's been shared on Twitter, and it's going to be posted to other social media platforms soon. From
Nick Jits, etc.
Yeah, from this account, KJE, Nick Jits, etc. On what he saw, like what people have seen during him through practice. It's that I wonder if his mentality, his arrogance, has translated to how he practices. And like they keep saying he's competitive. You can be competitive, but I could be competitive, but if I'm not learning from my mistakes, I could still be competitive, right? So has he learned from his mistakes? Like, is this to step back to be like, yo, think about your approach to how you're approaching this game. Like, come in, do some of the basic stuff, hit the easy passes, man. Braxton Berrios is not that far away.
Plant your damn feet. Plant your damn feet. If you plant your feet and you sail it 8 yards over, we'll say, okay, it was a win. But when you're being a ballerina, trying to throw an out route before the line of scrimmage, I mean, give me a damn break.
Yeah,
no one really cares how quick you can turn your hips to launch it down the field.
And the competitive thing is good to a certain extent. It just made me laugh because I was thinking about it. Like, you guys talk about playing pickup basketball and stuff. I play pickup basketball here and there. I'm competitive. I absolutely suck. I'm not good, but I'm competitive. I'll go out there, I'll hustle, I'll do what I can. Competitive only gets you so far. It's not the end all be all of like a trait for a player. You have to be able to learn from your mistakes. You have to be able to improve. To Alex's point, I don't know how much improvement we've really seen from Zach Wilson this season.
That's the thing, man. So when I hear Robert Saleh saying this is a reset, maybe it's a way to not only mentally, but how he approaches his job. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, this is a job. He's given an opportunity that many people would love to have, to play a sport and get paid millions of dollars for, and get all the ads and all the promotional stuff that comes with it. There's a level of maturity. And yeah, he's 22 years old coming out of college. It's a steep learning curve for a lot of these athletes that not a lot of them are ready for. And when you talk to, because essentially when you're talking to Connor Hughes, Rich Samini, you're talking to guys our age, older. Like, they're like, come on, kid, you haven't seen nothing yet on what this world is. You're here in New York. We'll eat you alive if you're not ready for this. And I think for him and how he has to go to practice, actually work on some of these mechanics that we've been asking to see, because it's nice that you can go once again to the Underwear Olympics, flip your hips, launch it downfield, and do like you did at BYU. But this is not BYU. You need to be able to throw out routes. You need to be able to throw in routes. You need to be able to throw slants, hitches, all these other things. Quick, fast, precision passes.
How about just throw a pass?
That would be great. Pass. That'd be great. And when you got a guy wide open from the short to the mid, you got to hit it. Like this, and it's seconds. This is not. You don't need to spin out, and you get all this time that we saw. And this is why, like, it goes back to me, like, why I'm out, man, because we saw all this stuff at BYU where it's like he had forever behind that offensive line. His wide receivers had splits that's even too.
Shout out Dax Monet, probably the happiest wide receiver.
Yo, he's probably the happiest guy right now. We're talking about 2 car lengths ahead for these wide receivers, man. Like, that's not the NFL. It's just not. So
yeah, that's why before we move to the preview, I'll always talk about in draft season competition that you play. This isn't South Alabama. This isn't Western Kentucky. This is the big boys. This is the NFL. You got to play real competition in order to be able to compete.
Yeah, man.
It's tough.
And he's getting a wake-up call because he can't do the same things that he, from time to time. That's the thing. Like, from time to time, those plays work, the improv or whatnot. And Connor Hughes said it. practice, he doesn't look great. You know, yes, you can make those throws. Every quarterback, once they get to the NFL, they make those throws. Can you make the throws consistently? And that's the thing he goes back to that he hasn't seen Zach be able to do. And why he wasn't, that's why he wasn't confident telling John and I that he could be at least average. We're just asking for average. We're not even asking for great. Can he be average? He's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, we always talk about how the coaches, they see it in practice every single day. But I think it's a perfect transition into number one, draft stuff. I know we're in the middle of the year, but listen, a couple of things. One, there's some karma for Jets fans. Last week, literally going into the Patriots games, we're all screaming, I can't believe our record. We're 6-3. Don't even talk to me about a mock draft. Don't even talk to me. I don't know anyone coming out of the draft. I don't care. 1 week later, we're like, all right, what's going on in the draft? Who are the quarterbacks coming out? Are we drafting CJ Stroud? I mean, what a week. All of a sudden, there's this Justin Fields guy coming in who happens to be from Ohio State, who happens to be from the same draft as Zach Wilson. And honestly, we didn't care about him. We said, dude, we don't even want to go look at you. Zach Wilson's the guy. There's just a little tidbit I want to throw before we go into the full review. We mentioned it a lot when we were talking about BYU and Zach Wilson. Coastal Carolina, the first game that he had real competition, he got smacked. And we were kind of, what does that mean? We had, we were kind of worried about it. We would bring on people like Jake Hatch from Utah, which I have a gripe with. I now have a gripe with Utah, bro. They're selling us crypto coins, Zach Wilson, the number 2 in the draft, and then they're using us for leverage for Donovan Mitchell. I officially have a problem with Utah, but I'll move on. And at the same time, we had Sauce Gardner with Cincinnati, who had a terrible game versus Alabama. Right, so we kind of I was like, dude, I don't know about this Sauce Gardner guy. He had a really bad game versus Alabama, real wide receivers. Meanwhile, we got kind of walked off the cliff with, oh, it's okay. Zach Wilson had one bad game versus Coastal Carolina. It's the whole team, yada, yada, yada. So there's just something to keep in mind a little bit, right? It's not exact science, but just something to keep in mind when we're doing our draft evaluations. I think the Jets fans, we have some karma. Because literally last week we're talking about how we don't care about the draft. This week it's okay. What are we doing for our quarterback for the future? And then we have Justin Fields walking through that door. Line is at -4 for the Jets. The first game we are favored all year long. I mean, talk about like
Crazy.
the weirdest game of all time. We cut our quarterback. We have the Bears team who's hot with Justin Fields. And we're favored for the first time all year. And we're 6-4. You know what I mean? At no point were we favored. At no point. At no point.
At no point.
None.
So, what do you guys think about this game? This is Darrelle Revis Day. I'm pretty sure we're going to go back to the all-black stealth. I hate that Darrelle Revis has that little gap in between because he went to the Patriots and won a Super Bowl, but we just keep ignoring that. Like it's not the biggest red flag ever, but whatever. I digress.
But his Twitter bio and everything else is all Jets. You know what I mean? So like
I would be too, because the Patriots not going to honor this idiot Darrelle Revis for just coming in and winning a Super Bowl, just like everyone else. We love you, even though you're literally a traitor. Like you literally went to the other team that we hate, beat us, probably gave them stuff about our team, won a Super Bowl, and now we're like, oh yeah, bro, come back, you're the best.
It's tough.
It's
a tough look.
It's a tough look, man. I'll be honest. I have a Revis jersey. I'll be honest. It's a tough look. How much we loved Darrelle Revis, and he just spit in our face like 17 times when he was a Jet. Anyway,
I'm very careful when I do jersey purchases. Like I like my Knicks jerseys, right? Like I have I have Jalen Brunson, Derrick Rose. They're not gonna hurt me, man. They're not gonna hurt me. If I got someone like RJ Barrett, I would just be like, oh, okay, I invested in a guy who now got traded. I would be so I couldn't do it, man.
You'd be so shocked, Alex. I have my Johnny Abraham here. I love the guy. Just change his damn number. I can't even if he's on a team. I can't even get to keep a damn jersey with our team. This is really tough out here. But yeah, like this is an interesting game because we had the tanking Chicago Bears. They're tanking, and they have an injured quarterback. And we're on the other side. It looks like we're tanking from the outside, right? Because we have Mike White now starting. But we're trying to break the longest playoff drought in the NFL, 13 years. The last time we beat the Patriots. Not 13 games, 7 years. It's just disgusting, man.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this game? Like, do you also, last of all, it's very interesting that they made this change before they walk into the Jet Life Stadium, man. because on second down, on the first drive of the series, if Zach Wilson bounces the ball, it's over. We might rush the field. We might just storm the field if he was in there. So, what do you guys think about this game? I know, Greg, we have Winning Picks Weekly coming up for the NFL. Check that out. It's on the YouTube of the Knicks, Jets, etc. It's on Apple and Spotify. What do you guys think about this game? Like, do you think we actually have a chance? The New York Jets are favored?
Yes, bro. Hold on. We took out Elijah Moore against the Green Bay Packers. We didn't have Corey Davis, and what happened? We still came out there and we still whooped some ass. So I expect the defense. I expect a touchdown from the defense this weekend. I expect a pick six or a fumble recovery, something along those lines. Because I think when you look at your head coach,
little extra prop stuff for like Nick Jets, etc. When Alex wants Nick Jets defense to score a touchdown, baby.
Yes, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. When you see your head coach do this, to do this at this point of the season puts a lot. I don't even think pressure, but a lot of confidence in the defense and the team as a whole, saying, I believe in everybody else, even if we have to do some disciplinary action, that we can still get the job done. And he's done it once before. They stepped up. They smacked the Packers. Against the Bears, a team that's struggling, I think they're going to step up and smack the Bears too. And look, the Bears defense is not that great. I think this is an opportunity. This is a chance. This is a good chance for Mike White, man. I think this is very well calculated. I think Robert Saleh was like, "What?
It sucks for Zach, bro. He's like, bro, you couldn't let me play against the Bears with the guy,
that's
the
why
quarterback who can't throw."
It's like that's why he's like, why was it why now? Why me? Why me? I don't know, bro. Why you? What? Why don't you take a step back this second and just think about why I am choosing you? Shout out to Connor Hughes for tweeting that. I died when I saw that. If that is actually true, God bless it. God bless that child's heart.
Saleh came out. There's a little more context to it. Like, it was taken a little bit out of context, but yeah, it is hilarious. Like, Saleh was just talking. He's trying to say, like, I went up to him. He was frustrated. He's like, why would you bench me? I'm trying. But it's just the way it came out. And it's so funny. We hang on every word. And dude, think about it. That's the juxtaposition. We're hanging on every word, every comma.
This is
in the verbal, press conference. And then we have Zach Wilson coming out like, "Oh, dude, you're an idiot. Oh no, I'm good." I'm like,
yeah, this ain't BYU. This ain't Utah. All right, this is the big leagues. So
we don't care about the Instagram photos of your mom showing you watching film on the iPad. I literally do not care. Could not care less, bro.
But getting back to the preview, this is why, like, that type of message by Saleh, I think the Jets are going to come out and dominate. I think there's a prime chance.
Greg, the Jets are favored, bro.
The favorite, and to your point, I was just looking up the line. I was trying to see if the prop was out already for the defense. It's not out yet. Still a little early in the week, but it's -6 right now on FanDuel. So to me, that indicates that I think Justin Fields is not playing.
No, he practiced today.
I know he practiced, but dude, why would it be 6 points with Mike White at quarterback? Like, we all know Mike White's starting. To me, that just seems weird.
That defense, baby.
I
He's a Hall of Famer, Greg.
We have such a tough time with the run game sometimes. We have such a tough time. I don't know how it's going to go against Justin Fields with a running quarterback if that's the case. If he's been running,
if he can't throw because he's literally injured, not as like a knock to him, then it should be easy locking up the that QB contain run.
I hope so. I really do. And our defensive line's been stout. Our defensive line's been really good getting pressure to the ball. I love the clip that they had for One Jets Drive in the preview, talking guys in the film room before the draft, breaking people down and talking about Jermaine Johnson. He's got the speed to get to Josh Allen. And what does Jermaine Johnson do? He goes and he sacks Josh Allen.
Saves the game.
Dude, exactly. So we got young guys that can play well, that have speed to get after the quarterbacks, even though the quarterbacks can run. Yeah, I really do see us winning this game. To what extent, to what end, I don't know. I'm going 20-13. 20-13 at home.
By a tutty.
Yeah, I think we get 2. I really do, because I think Mike White kind of, like, to Alex's point, I think the whole team is energized by what's going on this week. And I think Mike White, he comes out, man, he's a Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame Mike White, dude. He comes out and he punches people in the mouth sometimes. So,
and that's a good point. If we're going stealth black, Ooh.
Yeah, all Mike White gifts are in stealth black. I'm getting a reload on the gift train for Mike White this week. I don't know.
Hey, man, I think it's all setting up. This is all sound to set up.
So yeah,
You're talking about superstitious, man. I mean, we've been going white tops, black pants, although it broke thanks to one quarterback, number 2 on this team last week against the New England Patriots. But look, this team's going to be. I'm telling you, man. I'm going 32. What was it? Yeah, 32. I'm going 32. Was it 30? Was it okay? I'm trying to think of what I want. What is it? 21, 24. I'm going 32.
So you better get it right.
I'm going 32 14 Jets.
All right, so that would be the second most we scored all week because of that Dolphins game. And we did put up 31 on the Browns. So you guys scoring the second most. I like that.
Bears
We've given up
defense
14.
stinks. Bears defense stinks.
Yeah, and 14, I mean, we gave up 10 to the Patriots, 17 to the Bills, 22 Patriots, 9 Broncos, 10 Packers, 17 Dolphins. Yeah, 14 sounds about right to me too. I just don't see 2 real touchdowns. That's a lot.
No,
You know what I mean? Like I see a lot of field goals.
And that's where the defense comes in.
That's what the defensive touchdown that Alex got. I got you. I like what you guys are thinking with your 30s. I'm not gonna go 30. that's a large number to me. I hope so. I mean, I will do anything for 17-3 first half. I think I might have to try to find that prop for 17-3 first half because that one I actually feel in my bones. I feel like a field goal and 2 touchdowns for the Jets first half, just a field goal for the Bears. And if that's the case, maybe they'll get a couple field goals, a late touchdown, end up with 16. Jets end up with 2 field goals, maybe a field goal and a touchdown, end up with 27. So I'm going to go 27-17.
All right.
That's how I feel about this Jets-Bears game. Remember, the Bills play the Lions at noon, back to Detroit after a crazy week for them. I wonder if they're gonna have fans there, like they just like stay till Thursday because Bills fans are crazy and it was snow, 6 feet of snow at home. The Lions, we always believe in them on Thanksgiving. They never actually win, but let's see, man. Maybe they pull up the upset for us. It is 12 o'clock.
The Lions win on
We always say the same exact thing, so we'll see.
They're on a 3-game win
Patriots play the
streak, right?
Vikings.
Lions. The Lions are on a 3-game win streak right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something's cooking. Who knows?
The guy who got the touchdown for the Patriots, he's out this week. The punt return touchdown. So maybe they won't get a punt return touchdown. The Lions can stay in the game. They have a high flying offense. They just don't have a defense. It's gonna be an interesting game with the Patriots. If they win, we got the Houston Texans changing up their quarterback for the Dolphins game. We'll see what happens there. Hey man, I know everything's doom and gloom right now, but if you beat the lowly Chicago Bears, the Minnesota Vikings beat the Patriots on Thanksgiving, the Lions maybe do something, pull out a miracle, we're talking division again. You know what I mean? And it's the Minnesota Vikings for us. So this has been a roller coaster. I've been very pessimistic after the game. You heard our reaction pod, you heard our therapy session. I was very optimistic now, after this press conference. I'm very optimistic we're going to beat the Bears. So I'm riding up right now. I'm on a steep trajectory, but it's very volatile. I'm very volatile right now. Nothing is stable. So I'm hoping we keep going for a little bit and everything's a little calmer for that Vikings game, so I could temper my emotions a little bit because I'm going to be in Minnesota like the dummy that I am. And now it's going to be Mike White, bro. We need some optimism.
And Greg's not going?
No.
I don't think Greg's going. But
we had to win 4 games, Alex. We're in free fall right now. I feel bad we even brought it up. I feel like part of it's my fault.
No, brother.
That's true. But I don't want it to be prime time anymore. Man, listen to this. Because if the Jets made the wrong decision with Mike White, as hyped as we are about Coach Saleh, as hyped as we are about the locker room, it might turn on him fast. The only thing that bothers me is, like, why wouldn't you just sub him out last game if you were so inclined to bench him? Which makes me think,
I don't think he
that
was.
it really was the post game comments.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think he was. I think he was ready to like give him another shot and like go over with film room. I think he legitimately is doing this because of the post game comments and the fact that Zach Wilson could fracture this locker room. You know, you don't want that. So
It's like, dude, do not even touch my defense, bro. Don't even look at them. Zach. Don't talk to them. Don't look at them. Like,
Yeah.
Don't even like go and say.
I do not think we're gonna get a benching of like Zach Wilson at all. Personally, I thought he was gonna let him ride it out and see if he can figure it out, especially with the Bears defense like this. I think it was an opportunity for Zach Wilson to bounce back. I think that post game press conference really threw him off the rails. And when you do that and you can't take accountability, especially in a high pressure league, coaches don't have to look, man. A coach can't tie his wagon to a guy who can't take accountability and be an adult. Like they have a short, they could either be here for 10 years if there's great success, or they're here for 3 years and it's over with. All right. Last year was a bad year. He has to keep riding this success. So he has to make sure that if the success is riding on the defense, because it ain't been Zach Wilson, it's been the defense, Breece Hall. All right. The run game. That's the success. If he sees this, he's like, I could take that gamble. You know.
Also, Dan Feeney stinks, but that's okay.
But on that note, I think this is a good place to
Dan
wrap it
Feeney
up.
cannot be the right guard, bro. It just can't be.
This is a good this is a good place to wrap it up. So happy Thanksgiving to all of our listeners. Thank you for tuning in for another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, Etc. podcast. You all know what to do. If you like this podcast, please make sure to subscribe. We're on all audio listening platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We are there. If you listen to us on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to give us that 5-star rating. And if you listen to us on Apple, please make sure to leave a review or comment. We're also partnered with Minute Media and Fanside, so you can find this podcast on the Jet Press or the Daily Knicks. Some of you are probably wondering where that Knicks episode is. It's coming later. Jets news came today. Zach Wilson benching. We got to take the priority first of hot topic news. But we also got the YouTube channel.
The Knicks will be 500 when we talk to you, I promise. No matter what, the Knicks will be 500.
It's probably true. It's probably true. I can't wait to end this month 500 too. It's going to be great. But we also got that YouTube channel. Knicks coming, Jets coming, ETC period, no one writes out, etc. That shit's wild. Find the page, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you know when a new episode drops. And when you watch a video, hit the like button, leave a comment, add to the conversation. We want to know your thoughts and opinions. What do you think? What are your thoughts about the Zach Wilson benching? You happy about it? You upset about it? I know Perry's hyped about this. Bro, you've been tagging me all day. I appreciate it, bro. You've been tagging me on Twitter. I know you're hyped about this. So let's see what Mike White's got, man. Hall of Famer Mike White in the black unis. Are we gonna get the black helmets too? Let's see. Let's see if we get all stealth for Revis Day. Let's see.
We need it. I completely forgot that Mike White was wearing black, and this is the stupidest team in the whole planet.
Hey,
so I agree.
It's like baseball, man. It's like baseball. Keep the superstition running. All right. And while you're also at that
baseball
YouTube
sensitive
channel
right now, we're not talking about baseball yet. We'll talk about baseball when it's time to talk about baseball.
Well, yes, I know. But while you're also here at this YouTube channel, we got another podcast, Winning Picks Weekly. John, video producer Greg, and our guy and co-host Chip Murphy. These guys go through every single sport possible.
The big game.
Sports betting. Big game. If you love sports betting and you like put money down the line, these guys got you covered. NFL got you covered. NCAA, college football, these guys got you covered. World Cup, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys
first half tie.
There. Okay.
First half tie. If you just first half tie, that's all you need to know. First half tie.
Make sure to check out Winning Picks Weekly. These guys do a phenomenal job. And then last and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We are there. Twitter's still around, so you guys can still go over there.
He is survived.
We'll catch you later. We'll catch you later, everyone. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you on the other side of Thanksgiving for another Knicks episode. But this is the end of the Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. We out. Little tongue twister, no problem.
JTS, Jets.